Hi, I'm James Yeager with Tactical Response, and today I want to talk about the proper lubrication of AR-15. The Glock video lubrication was so popular. I've been bombarded with requests for AR-15. So let's talk about how I lube an AR-15. I'm not talking about how the manufacturer recommends it. I'm not talking about how you did it in the military. I'm going to tell you about how we do it in our classes. We have very high round count classes where guns get very hot, and I'm going to explain to you what we do, and it works for us. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. I don't need anybody sharpshooting me on the internet. So if you're one of those people, you can kiss my ass. But everybody else that would like to learn about what really works when guns get hot and guns really get dirty, watch for a few minutes. Let's talk about lubing AR-15s. All right, so let's see if we can get this lubed up. This is my personal AR-15. This is the parts from the inside of the gun. Of course, the bolt and the bolt carrier, cam pin, cotter pin, firing pin, retaining pin, charging handle, and then finally the firing pin. Really, the only other thing that might need lube is the buffer spring, but I personally don't put lube on my buffer spring, even though some manufacturers recommend it. I find it's not necessary and doesn't really hurt anything if you don't do it, and it's just a place to collect debris. The bolt carrier is the big part. When you're cleaning your gun, you want to check this as the gas key. This gooseneck looking thing here is the gas key. You want to check and make sure that this is tight. You want to go ahead and wiggle it and make sure that these screws here are peened in tightly or staked in tightly. And if not, you can just take a flat chisel and tighten them down, lay a flat chisel across it, smack it really good, and all you want to do is just dent the metal in so that those screws that don't back out. Loctite won't hold them; it gets too hot. So when you take this thing apart, just check that. And then on the bolt, you want to check the tension on the extractor. Pull on it, make sure it's nice and tight. If you feel one where the spring is broken, you'll know the difference. So don't worry about it. Just make sure it's tight. Check your gas rings, make sure everything's on there tight. These are the gas rings here in the back. Just make sure those things are good to go. And look right here where the cam pin hole goes through. Check the sides right there. It's prone to cracking. That's usually the first part that breaks on a bolt. You have a lot of these storage areas in AR-15 pistol grips. If you could put a spare bolt in there instead of like spare batteries, if you put a spare bolt in there, that will solve most of your problems most of the time, because either a crack here or a extractor spring or ejector spring breaks or something like that. There's a lot of stuff that right here that you could probably fix your rifle with in a pinch. So keep one of these spare somewhere. It's just a good little complete unit to have that'll get most AR-15s back up and running pretty quick. But that's the pieces, and this is the old wheel bearing grease that I use. Nothing special, just some high temperature wheel bearing grease. And let's put it on the bolt first. I just smeared around the bolt. Just nothing fancy there. Just smeared around, and I put just a light little bit on the locking lugs. It's not much, just a light little bit. Nothing on the face of the lugs or anything like that. And that's what I do for that piece. Stick it in. I still have some residual grease on my fingers, so I'll take and I'll rub it around the cam pin there, so it's lubricated properly. You can only put this cam pin back in one way. One side of the hole is smaller than the others. I do not personally put grease on the firing pin. I just don't do that. I know some manufacturers recommend it. I don't. Keep some of these firing pin retaining pins and cotter pins handy, because those things, gosh, they're little and they break easy, and you just need to have one just for a spare. That's how I lube the inside of the bolt. Well, let's look at the outside. The bolt has these 4 rails. There's a rail here. There's a rail right along here. Another one on this side of the gas key here, and then finally here at the bottom. These 4 rails, and that's really the only place you need to put lubricant. I see people come to classes and they've got lube all up and down this thing. Well, those areas aren't bearing surfaces. The only bearing surfaces are these 4 rails. And so when I put lube on, I just put lube on the 4 rails. Just a light coat of lube, nothing crazy, and I just smear it on lightly. If you're going to do some heavy shooting, you might want to put a little bit extra on, but really nothing outlandish. And that's pretty much it. That's how I lube the bolt and bolt carrier on an AR-15. And I've shot upwards of 1,500 to 2,000 rounds in one day before without having to reapply lubrication. If you don't follow my advice and use grease, you'll notice on the side of the carrier there's two little holes right here. Well, keep your little can of CLP or whatever oil that you're using handy, and then when you take a break or whatever, at least squirt a little bit of oil in there, and that'll hopefully get oil down in these little areas that needs to be in there. But under lubrication, AR-15s is a no-no. The only other thing that I really lube is the charging handle, and I take a little bit of grease and I just smear it on the outside edge of the charging handle. This is another thing that you need to check while you have your gun apart, especially if you have a extended charging handle. If you have an extended charging handle sitting out right here, you typically pull it back and over to the right, and you'll notice the right side of the charging handle worn off. You'll actually break the charging handles right here by racking them too hard, and you'll wear this side down if you're listing over to the right when you do it. So be careful of that. So that's pretty much it for lubing the old AR-15 bolt, and I appreciate you guys asking, and if you need anything else, just give us a request. Thanks a lot.